Well, apparently I can't type. Hopefully I can still talk. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Good to see you. Let's see. We've got first in the house was KP Heathen this morning. Mr. Landfill a close second. JTEMT coming in third. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And then we had Eric N1RV pop in. Then the floodgates open, man. The floodgates open. American Viking. Bama J, Holly Ivans, good to see everybody this morning. Hope you're well. Dan H, my favorite masshole. What's good, buddy? Hope all is well. Thank you for the 5x5. Karen, good morning. Rob B, what up? Good to see everybody today. Hope all is well with you, wherever you're at and whatever you got going on here today. Hope it's all good, man. Hope it's all good. Gotta get some more coffee. JTEMT, you are absolutely right. Gotta re-up the coffee. I've got a lot of questions about this here coffee mug. In the description section below, if you go to our merchandise link, those bad boys are in there. You can order one, get it shipped right to your front door from teespring.com. They do really good with that kind of stuff. The t-shirts and stuff, man, they kind of been screwing off on. So Ask Rural 2, I see, he ordered one of those things ages ago, and I think it finally just showed up the other day. So it's interesting. I don't know really what they have going on with their t-shirt printing and stuff, but it's a little on the ridiculous side lately. I'm still waiting on merchandise that I ordered months ago. So if you're not in a rush for it, Mike, did you tell Red Bull that you broke up with her? No. No, Dan, no. Good morning, Coffee. Good to see you, sister. Hope the buds are still working. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. So let's refresh this before we get going here this morning, because markets are crazy. They were up like, what, almost 3,000 points yesterday. And we start the day with the Dow Jones in the tank, down 974 points, S&P down 164, NASDAQ down 646. Gold is up $63.10. It is at $3,142.50 an ounce right now. Oil down $2.82 a barrel, putting it at $59.59 a barrel currently. Interesting. These markets are like straight up yo-yos. So, in other news, oh, actually, you know what? As always, I will copy and paste this link for marketwatch.com in here so you guys can keep an eye on the stock markets today, too. In other news, the pink full moon is coming. Yeah, that's right. This article is from thehill.com. And I will copy and paste that bad boy in here for y'all to read along with as well. Valerie, good to see you. Thank you so much for lurking in the background. Really appreciate it. The pink full moon is expected to rise this weekend ahead of a meteor shower. Holly, no worries. Mine's over here snoring like crazy. Right on cue. This article is from thehill.com and Kentucky. The pink full moon will rise across the U.S. skies this weekend ahead of a meteor shower capable of creating bolts of blue. Looking forward to that. I'll put the cameras out. First full moon of spring, known as the pink moon, will rise on Saturday. Swathed in tapestry of orange as the sun sets in an almost perfect synchronicity in some parts of the country, the moon is expected to peak in brightness around 8:23 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, according to Forbes, just after the sunset in parts of the Eastern and Central time zones. The best view, the rising pink moon can find a clear vantage point to the eastern horizon, but don't expect the moon to actually be pinked. It's not named for its hue. Farmer's Almanac attributes the name of the April moon to the Phloxa subdula, or the creeping phlox plant. It's a pink wildflower native to eastern North America and often blooms with April's full moon. Good to know. NASA claims that the full moon is most breathtaking when it's witnessed as it rises above the horizon due to the optical sorcery of moon illusions. Because of its visionary magic, the moon appears larger than it truly is. But this month, the moon may not look... Whoa, this thing's jumping all over the place. Where'd it go? This month, the moon may not look as impressive as other full moons of the year. The moon's current place in orbit is quite far from Earth, so it will appear smaller and dimmer than usual, according to USA Today. According to Starwalk, the pink moon will rise along the constellation of Virgo, closest to Specia, its brightest star. Those who missed the pink moon on Saturday or are disappointed by its slightly smaller stature have another celestial phenomenon to look forward to the next week. The Lyrid meteor shower will be active starting April 17th, with activity peaking April 21st and 22nd. Another meteor shower, the Aquariids, right behind the Lyrids, starting April 19th, peaking between May 5th and 6th. The Aquariids are stronger than the Lyrids, but only when viewed from the southern hemisphere, according to the American Meteor Society. The Lyrid meteor shower are best viewed from the northern hemisphere. JKR, good to see you. What's happening? Trish in progress. Welcome. CUCV Farmer in the house. And so some false advertising there. The pink moon really ain't going to be pink. That's just the name of it. And again, I will drop this bad boy right here in the chat for everybody. Oh, you know what I totally forgot to do this morning? Yeah, totally forgot the intro. I'll be right back. I think it came out pretty good. Not half bad. Keystone Preparedness, good morning. So we'll move on to the weather. Currently sitting at 42 degrees here in the Hudson Valley, and rain coming later on this evening. Yeah, American Viking, I'm with you. April Fools, not pink. Lots of farmers say if it's small, it will lead to leaner or late harvest in some areas of growth due to some of the foods we grow depending upon cycles. Good to know, American Viking. Kia Chris in the house. What up, buddy? What's the temperature at 4,000 feet? Dig Creature, I don't know. I don't even know how to find that. I mean, you're the resident Yeti around here. Let us know what the temperature is at 4,000 feet. It's got to be absolutely freaking freezing up there. Jay Creature has special weather apps for the weather up tippy top because he's a Yeti and he's always up there freezing his tuchus off. Safe travels, Jay Creature. But yeah, currently sitting at 42. They say 53 for a high today. I don't think it's going to get there. Honestly, it's cloudy, a little breezy, so going to be chilly. 10-day forecast, not looking that great. Rain tonight, rain tomorrow. Saturday, rain and snow. Sunday, we get up to 58 degrees and mostly cloudy. Monday, 70. That's what's up. Tuesday, back down to 60. Wednesday, 47. This thing's driving like it's seen a cop, just jamming on the brakes. Right back down into the tank. Terrible, terrible. Consistency, Mother Nature. That's what we're looking for. Consistency. We all know she does not really care about consistency. Mika Wolf, it is indeed Siberian husky weather. No doubt about that. All right, let's see. We'll check the market again because it's wildin'. It's wildin'. Still down 920. S&P 150. NASDAQ 587. Yuck. Yuck. Rob B, you're rucking it on Sunday? Right on, brother. Right on. Do it. Jay Creature says, my apologies. I put down $260 in grass seed and fertilizer, so it's winter again. Yeah, figures, man. Definitely frozen Guinness weather, Rob. Pilgrim, good to see you this morning. So moving on, this article I found is from the old Fox News, and I thought it was super interesting. I had not heard this before this morning, so Doge reveals bizarre findings of the unemployment insurance claims. Very interesting. A quote, "This is so crazy." The Doge account on X shared eyebrow-raising findings from a survey of unemployment insurance claims. The initial survey of unemployment insurance claims since 2020 found that thousands of people with future birth dates claimed benefits. The survey also indicated that thousands of people supposedly very young and very old had claimed benefits as well. The Doge Post states that the survey found 24,500 people over 115 years old claimed $59 million in benefits. 28,000 people between 1 and 5 years old claimed $254 million in unemployment benefits, and 9.7 thousand people with birth dates over 15 years in the future claimed $69 million in benefits. That's freaking wild. Can you talk about corruption and waste? That's like, this is the epitome of what we're talking about here. That's crazy. In one case, someone's with a birthday in 2154 claimed $41,000, the Post also notes. Fox News Digital reached out to the Department of Labor for comment early on Thursday morning, but did not receive a response by the time of publication. Your tax dollars were going to pay fraudulent unemployment claims or fake people born in the future. This is so crazy, I had to read it several times before it sank in, Elon Musk tweeted. Musk has spearheaded the Doge effort to uncover waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. The oldest living American is 114 years old, so it's safe to say anyone 115 or older is collecting unemployment is due to being dead. There was no sanity check for impossibly young or impossibly old people for unemployment insurance, he noted in another post. Very interesting, and I'll drop that article here for y'all. So, you got people young and old collecting unemployment insurance. I don't exactly think these folks are entitled to it, just saying. And the numbers that they're pumping out, let's see, 24,000 people over 115 years old. They claim $59 million in unemployment insurance benefits, and 28,000 between 1 and 5 years old. Some that ain't even been, okay, there's almost 10,000 people who hasn't even been born yet collecting unemployment insurance. It's crazy, man. Crazy. $69 million. Wow. Do they not realize that that is taxable income? American Viking, maybe, but it's got to come from somewhere, right? It comes from you paying in, it comes from me paying in, it comes from all of us paying into that unemployment insurance that they reach in and just take right out of your check every week. That's where that comes from. And it's really sad to see this being run into the ground the way it is. I know when the COVID thing kicked off and they were just pumping out benefits to everybody, you knew there was going to be some fraud in there. The PPP loans, we all remember those. Those were like nothing but fraudulent claims across the board. It was disgusting how much money was wasted through that. Now, the people who received it, guarantee you they're saying it's not wasted, but man, they be ripping people off left and right. Left and right. This is all stuff that we're paying for, folks. And man, are we paying for it. We're paying for it now, and then we'll pay for it again in the future, right? They ain't going to send this money back. Where do you think all that money went? Crazy. I mean, we're talking about, where's the numbers here? 59 million for one, 254 million, so we're up over 300 million, and then another 69 million, so we're almost at $400 million in fraudulent claims, man. JKR says magic ones and zeros. They're not real. Currency is a manufactured illusion. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's crazy, man. What would happen to the U.S. if this was allowed to continue for the future? What if we didn't find out about this stuff? Where would we end up? You know, that's kind of what's got me here. Jay Creature says, Mike, the Apple AirPod 4 Pro is like superpower. The hearing aid mode made me a predator in the woods. I could hear mice farting. That's awesome, Jay Creature. My Buds Pro 3s are, they're pretty awesome too. Pretty awesome too. Mine actually translate foreign language in my ear for me. So if you're running around speaking Spanish or German or French or whatever language you're speaking, I understand you. So shh, be nice to the gringo. Yeah, that Doge report, man, that one got me. I'm going to leave it right here in the chat again for y'all so you can check it out. Mika Wolf says, take your Levi jeans you're wearing, add some micro print, and you got American money. Yeah, yeah. Oops says the CIA threatened people in government. I believe it. I believe it. Excuse me. Get a little more coffee here. We'll get into the next article. All right, so now we're going to get into the 5 things to know today. This article is from CNN.com. Copy and paste. Trish, a poquito. 5 things to know for April 10th. Tariffs, nightclub roof collapse, excuse me, school closures, deportations, and Newsmax. Again, this article is from CNN.com. So here's a little tidbit on top of that. The article states, a 76-year-old New Yorker is stuck in Puerto Rico because Frontier Airlines won't fly her home with her emotional support parrot. Maria and the bird were allowed to travel out of JFK International Airport, but now the airline is refusing to let her and Plucky back on board the return flight. Interesting. Very interesting. American Viking says, German guy married to a Puerto Rican here. Our household is a little wild. I bet. Jay Creature says, I would like to send a huge thank you to the group. They posted a link to a prepper haul of food for sale on Marketplace. I got the entire lot for $150. Thank you guys. Huge score. It was totally a huge score, man. Anytime you can snap up number 10 cans for under market price, you're winning 100%. And I think it's awesome that the Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival Facebook group tries to take care of its own. You know, if we find something cool on Marketplace locally, we share it to the group. Joe DeFazo posting all the time, man, all the time in there. Anything cool or interesting he comes across. Somebody snagged up an Argo the other day for like a couple $100. Awesome grab, man. Thank you all so much for making that group as awesome as it is. Really appreciate all your hard work there. So the number one thing we need to know that CNN says for today, tariffs. It took all week for President Donald Trump to reverse the course of his sweeping tariff plan. During those 7 days, however, the tariffs upset trade partners, sent world financial markets into a tailspin, and prompted one automaker to lay off 900 American workers. Even some of Trump's billionaire supporters turned on him over the policy, including Bill Ackman, CEO of Pershing Square Capital Market, who said unless Trump changed tack, we're heading for a self-induced economic nuclear winter and we should start hunkering down. Although Trump insisted on his social media site that my policies will never change, he ended up pausing the reciprocal tariffs on all nations except China for 3 months on Wednesday. The original 10% universal tariff on all imports coming into the U.S. remains in effect. In response, the Dow climbed 7.87 points S&P rose 9.5%. The NASDAQ surged 12.2%. Interesting, right? Kentucky guy married to a crazy Florida girl. Got me too, Viking. Right on, R. Williams. Let's see. Number 2, nightclub roof collapse. I didn't hear about this, but apparently the death toll from a nightclub roof collapse in the Dominican Republic has climbed to at least 184 people. Good Lord, rest in peace. Authorities said at least 300 people were inside the Jet Set in Santo Domingo when the roof caved in about 1 a.m. Tuesday during a performance by a merengue singer, Ruby Perez, and his orchestra. Perez was among the fatalities, as were Major League Baseball players Octavio Dotoil and Tony Blanco. The number of injured or missing people has not been released. Video footage from inside the club appears to show the moment the roof came down, but the cause of the collapse remains under investigation. Let's see. Jay Creature says, Mike, stock picks read as follows. Beans and bullets, up and down, who cares? True story. True story. The third thing to know for today is school closures. Not here in the U.S., but Israeli forces raided 6 United Nations schools in East Jerusalem and ordered them to close within 30 days. The closures will affect approximately 800 students who may not be able to finish the school year. The UN Relief Works Agency for Palestine Refugees, which runs the school for Palestinians in the area occupied by Israel, condemned the order. Schools are protected by the privileges and immunities of the United Nations. Today's unauthorized entries and issuance of closure orders are a violation of these protections. Israel has accused employees of involvement in Hamas and claims the UN denies. Israeli Minister of Education told parents to register their students in other schools. However, due to the war in Gaza, the enclave's education system is in ruins. At least 70% of school buildings have taken direct hits from Israeli airstrikes, and 24% of university campuses have been destroyed. There's not much left there, guys. I don't know if you subscribe to my Instagram channel. Yesterday, I actually shared a video of what that area looks like. There's really nothing left standing, I have to be honest with you. If you went to a major city and dropped every building in it to the ground, hit every building with a missile or a cruise missile or an explosive drone or something like that, they're all on the ground. There's no multi-level buildings standing. It's absolutely decimated. It is a complete and total wasteland. It is not occupiable. I don't know how people are still alive there. It is a miracle that there's people still alive on the ground there, to be totally honest with you. It's not good, and it gets worse every day over there. We talked, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, about them taking bulldozers to buildings that are standing over there. It's horrible what's going on. And the number 5, oh no, I'm sorry, this is number 4. The number 4 thing to know today, deportations. Federal judges in New York and Texas have issued orders to temporarily halt the deportation of several Venezuelan men the government wants to immediately deport. Earlier this week, the Supreme Court ruled that President Trump may invoke the 1798 Alien Enemies Act and give immigration officials the wartime authority to rapidly deport alleged gang members, but added the people targeted for removal under the act must have reasonable time to bring habeas compliance. In response, the ACLU filed an emergency lawsuit to ask for a review for the legality of these detainees' detentions and possibly grant their release. Both judges ordered the Trump administration not to transfer, relocate, or move the plaintiffs until the court rules otherwise. This whole thing is fighting itself, isn't it? That's a big one. American Viking says, Texas gone blue? Parts of Texas are extremely blue. When you get into these major metropolitan areas, that's what you find. New York is a red state. with a bunch of blue dots. The problem with the blue dots is they're so heavily populated, they outweigh the red areas. And then you end up with a big red state with a bunch of blue dots, and it's, well, it's Democratic, not Republican. Oh, goodness, Jay Creature, that's terrible. Pamela, welcome to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Thank you for joining us this morning. Ohio Valley Prepper in the house. Billy, good to see you, sister. The Widow's Diary, good morning. Hope all is well. Who else popped in that I didn't get to see? American Viking, I agree. You know, there's a lot of people moving around the United States now. If folks know that if they don't like the area that they're in, they can literally vote with their feet, pack up their U-Haul, and get the hell out of there, right? Some red states like Florida, they're getting loaded up with, well, New Yorkers, man. New Yorkers flocking to Florida, the Carolinas, places like that. They, especially Republican New Yorkers. When Trump years ago said, you know, if you don't like New York, move. If I were you, I would move. That was his advice to New Yorkers. Move. To each their own. This is my home. I'll be here. I love it. Number 5, Newsmax. A Delaware judge ruled on Wednesday that Newsmax defamed Dominion voting systems by falsely claiming the company rigged the 2020 presidential election. Delaware Superior Court Judge Eric Davis, who handled Dominion's historic defamation case against Fox News 2 years ago, also ruled that the allegations against the right-wing network weren't presented by hosts or guests as opinion. Although Newsmax denies any wrongdoing, the network agreed last year to pay $40 million to settle a similar defamation suit from a voting company, Starmatic. As to whether Newsmax will be found liable is a question for a jury to decide. The trial is scheduled to begin on April 28th. In the Fox News case, Dominion agreed to accept a $787 million settlement, which was the largest publicly known defamation settlement in U.S. history involving a media company. Very interesting. So Dominion voting systems, they getting one back. Jay Creature says, my fear of moving. Floods, twisters, hurricanes, alligators, meth. Nope, I'm bugging in New York. I don't blame you, man. We get snow here, we get ice storms here, things like that, but at least we know what's coming. We don't get too many earthquakes. I have experienced an earthquake here in New York, but nothing like the West Coast seas or you poor folks who live in the New Madrid fault zone area. Worry about y'all. Because once it starts a shaking, it ain't gonna look very good. So before we wrap things up here today, I think we will check the markets once again. It's been about a half an hour. See how crazy they are, right? The Dow is now down 858 points, S&P down 144, the NASDAQ is down 568, gold is up $83.80. Interesting. American Viking says, speaking of earthquakes, you see how Texas is starting to have them? American Viking, I don't know if you're aware of this, but have you ever heard of a fracking earthquake? So when we frack these oil wells, they're pumping all kinds of air and chemicals into the soil, and it opens up the veins in the ground, right? And what can happen sometimes is these veins collapse and create smaller earthquakes. If you go into those maps on the USGS and you start zooming in to where these are, and then you overlay a map, you can actually find fracking wells along where those earthquakes are. Very interesting, but there's definitely a correlation there. He says, I have, but these are along the Amarillo Mountains. No kidding, no kidding. The Widow's Diary says, happens here all the time. Jay Creature says, Warren Buffett, when asked about Taiwan investing, said he would not because it's prone to earthquakes. That's interesting. So he knows something. When China invades, we're going to harp that place. True story. True story. Yeah, just pluck the harp and bong, and the whole thing crumbles to the ground, right? Metal for breakfast. What's up, bro? He says, when the new Madrid unzips, it will split the country in half. I agree. I agree. Billy, I saw the snowman. Epic. Epic. Especially when you can make a snowman in April, on the 10th of April here. I mean, it's serious. Let's look up the maps of the future on the United States. It's very interesting. Miko Wolf, I've seen those. They claim to be U.S. government maps where like everything's underwater and the Mississippi River is like an ocean. It's the American River now, right? Devil Dog Prepper, good morning, brother. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Where can we find these? The maps? I would totally... Google, look up for future maps of the U.S. Oops, wrong button. We want to select all and then copy and then paste it. Are they U.S. Navy maps? Thank you, Daryl. Appreciate it. And this is the article posted in the chat here. That is the 5 things to know. American Viking, I'll tell you what, I'm going to type up in here and see if I can find, let's see, American flooding map. Let's see, oh no, that's FEMA. Let's look up Future America. Future flood map of the USA. There it is. Forbes has it up where the East Coast is gone except for the mountain ranges. Yeah, this one is from Forbes.com. I'll visit right now and I will copy and paste this right in the chat for y'all because we have the technology, folks. Copy and paste. Boom. Green Thumb Prepper in the house. What's good? Yeah, this is from Forbes.com. It gives a little bit of the map, a very lengthy article, and it gives more than just the United States. Blackbird, good to see you. It gives Africa, Asia, the rest of the world, India, Antarctica, Australia, New Zealand, Europe. It gives maps of everything. North America and Canada. Most of Canada is underwater. Yeah, not looking good. South America. Incredible. Incredible. I'm not sure exactly what the maps are supposed to reference, but this article is over 7 years old, by the way. This is a 2017 article from Forbes. So if you're interested in those weird looking maps, here they are one more time for you in the chat. And I'll drop those in the comments section when we wrap this video up here this morning. I want to thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. If you're hanging out, if you're enjoying yourself, smash that like button. Helps the channel a little bit. Share this out. That really helps the channel a lot. Brings in new viewers, and that's the only way we can grow around here, because you know YouTube ain't sending this to nobody. Give me a 1 in the chat if you got a notification for this morning. Check these stock markets again. Wildin'. Wow. Crazy. Volatile is the word. All right, we got a few 1s in there. That's awesome. So they're kind of doing their job. Kia Chris did not. The Widow's Diary did not. Green Thumb Prepper did not. Daryl Calhoun did not. Sir Gregor, good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know why they're not a fan. 1 coffee, 3 Red Bulls, 2 Pepsis, about to crack open another Red Bull. Get it, Dan H. Jay Creature says, please get rid of that silly puffer. Life sucks without air. Amen. It's on its way out. Guardian Prepping with a 0. Yankee Watchdog with a 0. Blackbird with a 0. Rebecca Lynn with a 0. Sway says, nope, that's why I'm late. Unreal, man. Unreal. I don't know. Yeah, I keep trying, and they keep trying to kick me down. But I ain't giving up yet. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. R. Williams says, NY Prepper, let me know about you. I dig it so far. R. Williams, appreciate it. Greg's a good friend of mine. He's actually the reason that I have a YouTube channel. His constant encouragement, man. He was like a neighbor to me. Lived just down the road here, so it was great early on to have Greg right in the neighborhood, and you know, any questions I had with YouTube or anything like that, he was always happy to help me out. He's been to my home. He's met my family. He's a great guy. I really appreciate Greg on so many levels, man. More so than just what he does on YouTube. He's a great person in real life. But I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And I'll give you that intro as an outro because, well, there's more of you here. So enjoy your day, folks. Hudson Valley, prepping and survival, and we will catch you on the next video. Have a great one.